taking care of laundry taking too much of your time? Have you become a missing mom? With a new fast, efficient washer and dryer from Ventura TV Video Appliance, you'll spend more of your day the way you want. Save now on Frigidaire's Advanced Affinity Laundry Pair. Let Frigidaire save you energy, water, and time. Don't spend your life on laundry. Upgrade today at Ventura TV Video Appliance and save.
Hi, I'm John Mallows. Welcome to this live edition of Connect With Me on the showroom floor at Ventura TV on this day. It's a Wednesday, and today we're going to talk about a brand new assisted living facility. It's not yet in use. It's not open yet, but we're going to talk about it, and we'll show you the inside. 436-MEET-TV, option 11. 3 guests on tap today. Back in just a moment. Focus today is on business, local business here in the Central Valley. We'll get to that in just a moment, but first I want to mention tomorrow's program. We got Police Chief from Madera, Steve Frazier, in tomorrow. Talk about gang violence and all the gangs involved in the city of Madera and around the Central Valley and how they're trying to combat crime. It's a difficult task. And then on Friday, I think, unless we change somehow and something happens down the road, I think on Friday, Peter Nazaridian is going to be here. He's a regular guest, of course, a family therapist, and we'll talk about depression. And then on Monday, a sort of a different type of program. We'll tell you about that in the next day or so. In the meantime, you're watching us live, as usual, on Comcast, channel 187, 43.6, 13.1, and 8.1. And by the way, the channel on Comcast is going to change late in August. Do not ask me right now when that's going to happen, what channel it's going to be on. We're still going to be on Comcast, no problem there, but we're going to change channels. So we'll let you know down the road when and where that's going to happen. In the meantime, you can watch the replay of this program later today at 2 o'clock on 13.6 at YouTube, and at 8 o'clock tonight, 4.6 Biz TV. Be surprised how many people actually watch that replay. It's amazing. How about the Twitter account? And there it is right there at John Mallows. Me TV. You can follow me on Twitter if you so choose. So the focus today on business, and it is assisted living, and the big question is, when is the right time to check yourself into an assisted living facility? You know, this is an issue, a problem for many Americans who are wrestling with this issue right now, when to go in, when not to go in, especially those baby boomers. I want to roll the videotape, show you exactly what I'm talking about, my friends. There's that new facility. It's called Paintbrush. The choice is right now complex. Many, if not most, cannot make those decisions alone as to when to go in. So now there is a high demand for elder care specialists. Why? We'll tell you. Because the number of people 85 years old and older is the fastest growing group in the entire country. That according to the Congressional Budget Office. Here in Fresno, you're looking at the assisted living facility in the process of being completed. It's called Paintbrush Assisted Living and Memory Care. No one has moved in yet, as you can imagine. It's not ready, but very soon future residents can start making their own independent living arrangements here in this complex with the help of a friend or a relative. And of course, depending on their needs and level of care, they can call the shots. But all too often, what's happening right now across the nation, decisions about when to move into a facility are being made well after a health emergency occurs. For example, when a senior falls or breaks a hip, or bills go unpaid. How about housekeeping? It falls behind. Or when memory starts to fade. By then, it's too late. Today, we'll tell you where you can call to get help or ask our experts, and we'll talk about this new facility, Paintbrush Assisted Living and Memory Care. Live in our studio right now is Jim Wagner Sr. He is one of the co-founders and one of the owners of Paintbrush Assisted Living and Memory Care Facility. As mentioned, the place is not open yet. They're sprucing up the walls and, I don't know, the tile, the roof tile, and all the other stuff. They're trying to complete the project before anyone can move in. You can call in at 436-MeTV option 11. Pretty important topic today because you may have a relative, like say an aunt, an uncle, perhaps a mother and a father that you're taking care of. And the question is, when is the right time to move that person in? Maybe you know somebody who's living independently on their own inside their own home right now. And they're kind of borderline. Do they stay at home? Do they move into one of these places or not? When do you make that decision? It is a difficult one indeed. 436-MeTV option 11. We're back with our program here on Connect with Me on MeTV Fresno in just a moment.
We need help to find this missing child. April Andrews went missing when she was 15 years old. She was last seen in Pea Ridge, Arkansas in November of 2006. This is what we believe she looks like today at 23. If you have any information, please call the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children at 1-800-THE-LOST. That's 1-800-843-5678. Please help bring April Andrews home.
Retro TV, your home for classic television. The greatest shows in history are here for you to enjoy. Join Cosby and Colt as secret agent men in I Spy. Ride along the Ponderosa with the Cartwrights in Bonanza. Hit the beat with Joe Friday in Dragnet. And that's not all. Retro TV offers endless fun and excitement for the whole family to enjoy. Retro TV, the best in classic television.
You can find Retro TV on over-the-air channel 13.4.
Man, decisions. You know, we live with decision making all of our lives, you know, from the time that we're young teenagers or maybe even younger, all the way up until we're, you know, beyond the point of taking care of ourselves. And we have to make that decision prior to that happening. And going into an assisted living place is not an easy thing because we want independent living. Who wants to rely on someone, right? You want to be independent, live in your own home, drive your own car, but such is life. You know, everybody may face the same, you know, future as far as getting old is concerned. So 436-MeTV option 11. We do have Jim Wagner Sr. here, the co-founder of Paintbrush Assisted Living and Memory Care. Hey, welcome to the program, sir. I'm glad you're here.
Well, thanks, John.
I appreciate it very much. So you're the co-founder, you're one of the owners. You know, kind of going along with the theme that we talked about here in the monologue, why did you decide to go ahead and start this facility? I mean, there are many facilities across the Central Valley pretty much like yours. What are you going to do to your place that you're going to make it stand out above the crowd? Why start a facility like this?
We're not a chain operation. We're one of a kind, and we're local. All the owners are local, and we feel that we have something to offer, and we want to have a place where people feel that they're at home, that the service is good, and that the food is good. And if we meet those requirements, we feel that we're going to be unique, and we think that people will understand that.
What's most important to you to make this thing successful? What's number one on the list?
To have people feel at home.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, what's more important, having a clean room or having good food? I mean, food is important, right? Got to have the nutrition.
It's all important. You can't neglect anything.
Yeah.
So if you have good food, if you have good service, and if you have a good facility, you've got it.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question about the facility itself, and how long this was in the planning stages for you. When did the idea come to mind? And you have some other partners that are here with you today in the studio, but whose idea was it? How long has this project been in the works?
Well, it's been in the works about 4 years, and we've taken our time developing it, and we have spent a lot of time on the architecture, which is considerably different in the sense that it is a more open facility. It's not institutional in the sense, and we've done a lot of work trying to make it personal, particularly in our artwork.
Mm-hmm. I want to talk to you about that. Let's take a phone call first. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, morning, John. Hey, I was going to ask your guest there, I mean, some of these facilities are not cheap to live in. What does it cost at his facility to live there?
Good question. What's it going to cost on average, depending on the level of care?
Later in this program, Linda Hardy, our executive director, intends to address the costs and the different levels of care.
Okay.
But one of the things that we feel strongly about is that we have many levels depending upon the needs of the person who comes in. Everything up to hospice care.
Yeah. We'll talk about that later in the program, but was that one of your concerns when you put this together, is to make it affordable?
We believe that we're as affordable as any facility in the community. We have a good location, accessible to people all over the central part of the valley because we're right off of Highway 99. So you don't have to wander around to find us.
Yeah, what's your location, Jim?
Ashland and 99.
Ashland and 99. So it's, go ahead.
Right next to Yosemite Ranch Cafe, just west of 99 on Ashland.
Yeah, I get it. I know exactly where it is. We're going to take more of your phone calls. Be back with Jim here in just a moment. Got to take a break. 436-ME-TV, option 11, talking about assisted living and care and the levels of care and when to make that decision to move in. We'll talk about during the course of the program. You know, we have plenty of time here, 45 minutes left in the program. 436-ME-TV, option 11. We're with Jim Wagner, Sr., one of the co-founders of Paintbrush Assisted Living and Memory Care. Back in a moment.
Attention all units. We have reports of 2 motorcycle cops protecting California's highway.
That's for us, good buddy.
The Men of Chips are on MeTV.
Hi, I'm John Baker. I'm John Baker. He's Officer Baker.
He's the blonde one.
Hi there! Officer Poncherello, ma'am.
Frank Poncherello.
Oh, I'm Frank Poncherello.
And he's the one who's Eric Estrada.
There's no way I wouldn't remember a name like that.
Catch the blonde one and the one who's Eric Estrada on
now
Chips.
on MeTV Fresno, Xfinity 187.
Frigidaire. We introduced the first home freezer, the first pulsator agitator washer, and now we introduce the Frigidaire Orbit Clean dishwasher, designed with a unique wash arm that gives you 4 times more water coverage for a consistently better clean. Frigidaire, over 90 years of legendary innovation.
See the full line of Frigidaire appliances at Ventura TV Electronics and Appliances.
You know, at some point we may all be faced with the decision to move into an assisted living place, a nursing home, whatever. The problem is that you don't want to make someone feel like they're being put out to pasture, and certainly that's you know, the premise of moving somebody in is to take care of them, not put them out to pasture and push them aside because you don't have time to take care of them any longer, or they can't take care of themselves. Anyway, Jim Wagner Sr. is here. He's one of the co-founders of Paintbrush Assisted Living and Memory Care, and he's here to talk about his facility that isn't open yet. By the way, Jim, when is it scheduled to open up?
The grand opening is August 20th.
Oh, August 20th. That's around the corner. Okay.
Very close.
Yeah, I want to take you inside the dining room. We got some B-roll there. And so let's take a look at inside the dining hall here. Tell us what we're looking at. And we see some artwork and
the artwork here is by Ansel Adams, those pictures. And there's a number of really good art pieces that we've selected. Some of them local, and so they're very spectacular.
What area of the facility is this right here exactly?
That's the bistro.
Okay.
And there they have ice cream and coffee at any time during the day. And then there's the dining room next door. And they serve 3 meals a day. And we have 75 units of assisted living and 25 units of memory care.
Wow, 75 units, so that means you can hold 75 people?
Actually, some of the units, more than one person, husband and wife, might decide to live there.
Yeah, so one of the units is large enough to hold a husband and a wife
Yes.
together.
Right.
Okay. And this is kind of a panoramic view of the dining area?
Yeah, that isn't quite the dining room yet. That's still the bistro right there.
Okay.
There we.
It looks like it's
Yeah.
almost completed, though. The construction
It is.
it's almost ready to go. So you're talking about, a month away. You're less than 30 days from opening, and
That's the dining room right now.
that's the dining room area right there. Okay. Did you feel a need to do this? And if so, why?
Well, the fact is the population that we know about is getting older, and we thought about what could we do to be helpful to the community, and this is what we decided.
Because?
Because we wanted to be different than the other operations, which are largely chain operations with sometimes many units that they operate, and we're single, one stand unit that we want to have represent what we feel to be Fresno.
You're locally owned. What kind of a difference is that going to make to the residents?
Well, we have a manager, and the owners are going to manage the manager. So we're going to be there on a regular basis. We're going to go there and have lunch or dinner, and we're going to make sure that it meets our specifications.
So local ownership means better service, better quality of care for those people that are living there?
We believe so.
Mm-hmm.
And we intend to make sure that our commitments are kept.
Yeah, to the residents.
To the
and
residents.
to the future residents, how are you going to put out the word that this place is open for business? You plan on doing that sometime soon here?
Well, we're starting to do that now, and people now can come and look through the building right now and talk to Linda Hardy, our executive director.
Oh, they can take a tour of the building?
Oh, absolutely, right now. Right now.
Right now, okay.
And they'll be very, very pleased with what they see.
And how does someone sign up if they want to sign up now to move into your facility even before it opens? They just call?
Well, we have a number of people that have already signed up.
Okay.
So that's going on every day, and all they have to do is to go to that facility or call, and Linda Hardy or Lana Jones will take it from there and tell them about the procedures, the costs, and what to expect.
Yeah, if one of the potential residents were to call right now, and by the way, the line is open, 436-MeTV option 11, talking about assisted living, going into possibly a nursing home. These are all difficult decisions for all of us to make, but if somebody called right now and you had the opportunity to tell them what you can promise them as far as the facility is concerned, what would that be, Jim?
It would be a facility that has everything from getting your nails done, a gym, artwork, classes. We provide transportation to doctors. But the main thing is personality. They'll have friends there. They make friends there, and our sense of it is that people that are there are going to feel very close to the other people that are there, and they'll have a lot of friends.
Okay, caller, you're there. Go ahead. You're on the air.
Yes, I wanted to find out, I was looking at the facility there. What are the qualifications that you have to be to in order to be qualified to live there?
Well, I think the minimum age is 62, but you have to be able to handle yourself. We aren't in the position of taking people that are not able to take care of themselves, except to the extent that we provide oversight on all the medical care, any medicines that one is taking. But beyond that, if when the time comes that their memory is lost, then they can qualify for the memory care aspect. which we have 25 units.
Yeah, we'll talk about that too on the other side of the break. Jim, I'm going to bring in Linda Hardy here in a couple of minutes after the break, but I appreciate you being with us, and thanks for sharing your experience as to why you opened this facility, or it hasn't opened yet. It will on August the 20th. Sir, good to see you.
Thanks so much, John.
Good luck on that facility, and I hope stay right there. We'll move right after the break here. Our thanks to Jim Wagner, Sr., one of the co-founders of Paintbrush. We're going to be back with the executive director. Remember, this is a tough topic, and we did tackle the topic of elder abuse not that long ago. We'll talk about that too on the other side of the break. 436-ME-TV, option 11. When do you move into an assisted living facility? Tough decision. Decisions. And one of the decisions you have to make is, do you want to call in? Do you want to keep watching the program? We're back in just a moment.
Attention all units. We have reports of 2 motorcycle cops protecting California's highway.
That's for us, good buddy.
The Men of Chips are on MeTV.
Hi, I'm John Baker. I'm John Baker. He's Officer Baker.
He's the blonde one.
Hi there. Officer Poncherello, ma'am. Frank Poncherello. Oh, I'm Frank Poncherello.
And he's the one who's Eric Estrada.
There's no way I wouldn't remember a name like that.
Catch the blonde one and the one who's Eric Estrada.
Now on MeTV Fresno, Xfinity 187.
Frigidaire. We introduced the first home freezer, the first pulsator agitator washer, and now we introduce the Frigidaire Orbit Clean dishwasher, designed with a unique wash arm that gives you 4 times more water coverage for a consistently better clean. Frigidaire, over 90 years of legendary innovation.
See the full line of Frigidaire appliances at Ventura TV Electronics and Appliances.
Tune in to Heartland for the best in true country music. Relive vintage specials, one-of-a-kind concerts, and country music's earliest videos. Heartland is the heart of country, the only place where you can find country music, country stars, and country lifestyles 24/7. Heartland, the heart of country.
Now on channel 13.2.
Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're the save energy, save time, save money place. The Energy Star qualified #1 rated high-efficiency Cabrio from Whirlpool Place. You heard right. Right now, save big on select Whirlpool Cabrio laundry pairs and pay no interest when paid in full within 6 months. At the hometown low price, think outside the big box place. Since 1951, Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're working hard to be your place.
436-ME-TV, option 11. Here talking about assisted living, and believe me, I've been through it with both of my parents, making that difficult decision as to when to go in, when to stay home. I don't know. I don't know when that right time is. Linda Hardy is here. She is the executive director of the Paintbrush Assisted Living and Memory Care Facility. It's going to open up on August the 20th. So, Linda, when do you make that decision? It's a very tough one, I know, but usually the individual doesn't make that decision until something happens. It's usually a family member who makes that decision. Right. Am I right about that?
Right, that's right. When
do you make it? When do you make that decision?
The best time to make that decision is when you can still decide for yourself and you're still making choices. So the community that we have is like a cruise ship on land, and most of what goes on is there's a fear that it's a nursing home. People still believe they're going to be told what to do, when to eat, when to get up, when to shower, that sort of thing. It's not that way any longer. There's a culture of care that is for you to continue your quality of life, and the more frail you become, someone's there to help you. You can have as little help as you need or as much help as you need in assisted living. And the best time is when you can decorate your own apartment, you can make your own decisions, you are not in a rush, and you haven't had some kind of catastrophic event that has prompted your children to have to come from out of state or wherever they might be to decide what to do for you.
now your life is in the hands of your children.
Right.
Do you want that?
Right. And we're pet friendly, so you don't have to leave your little dog, so the best time to come is when you can make all those decisions for yourself. Where you want to be, it's great.
You don't have to drop off your dog at the SPCA.
No, we have a dog park, actually.
So Caller, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Yes. If you're there and you end up getting sick or like having to go into hospice, can you remain there or have to leave?
Absolutely. We have hospice care in the building, and we've done that because we want you to be able to continue whatever quality of life it is that you want. If you watch TV all night and you sleep till 11 and you want to eat at 11:30 or 12, we will accommodate that. If you want to shower at midnight, we have people awake and alert 24 hours a day. We can accommodate that. And we've had hospice specifically because we don't want you to have to leave the people that care for you and be with strangers at the end of your life. So we do have hospice in the building and welcome hospice.
That's good. And so let me ask you, because we got a call earlier in the program when Jim was up here talking about the cost. Talk about the cost. What does it cost? Like, let's say I wanted to move in, which I'm not going to. But if I did, what would the first level of care cost me?
You may want to when you see it.
No, I don't think so. No, I doubt it.
Okay. The costs for what we do are great. Is very reasonable. Our assisted living starts at $3,095
a month.
A month. But what happens is you have 3 meals a day, snacks, transportation, cable television, and you have what sets us apart with this cost is the first level of care is included in that base rate.
What's the first level of care?
First level of care would include 2 activities of daily living, so you can choose that. If you'd like someone to manage your medications, order all your medications, give them to you at a certain time, that's an activity of daily living. If you'd like a shower, that's an activity of daily living, if you need assistance with that.
You want to play cards, that's a daily activity, right?
No, but you're not charged for that.
Okay. You want to wash your clothes, you're not charged for that.
No, and what happens is once a week, our housekeeping is included. So once a week you have heavy cleaning, your bed is stripped, all your towels are done and put back, that sort of thing.
Caller, are you there? Well, you were there. 436-ME-TV, option 11. So the first level of care, $3,000 a month. How many levels do you have?
We have 4 levels. And
okay, so the second level includes what, and what does that cost?
It would be 4 ADLs. And the thing is, the way...
It would be what?
4 activities of daily living.
Okay, but what would the cost be?
The cost is, at each level in the assisted living goes up by $500.
It goes up by so that'd be $3,500.
Right, which is very reasonable.
And what does the second level of care include?
It would be 4 activities of daily living that you would choose, like escort to the dining room if you needed that. Say you're wheelchair bound and you need help with dressing, those types of things. And we have a nurse there that will help you. We do care plans, so we help you with whatever it is you need.
So level 2 is helping someone get dressed.
It could be. It would be 4 activities of daily living, whichever you choose. That's one of the things we're really hoping to do is give people choice, because that's what you need. No matter how frail you might be, you still want choice.
So level 3 would be $4,000 a month, and what kind of care?
It would be 6 activities of daily living.
6 activities, and then level 4 would be $4,500.
That's the top. That's when we care for just about whatever it is that you.
So there's no limit then.
No,
there's no limit.
Things that we don't do is we don't take NG tubes. If you wanted to be on an NG tube, nasal gastric tube, you would need to be in skilled nursing at that time. If you wanted, yes, if you needed 24-hour IVs, you would need to be in skilled nursing. Pretty much anything other than that, we can care for, and we do the care plans on an individual basis. One of the great things about us is we're not task oriented like they are at a lot of places where you get up, you go.
So
you choose.
If you're in a wheelchair or you're bedridden, you can stay here.
Yes.
You'll take care of that person.
Yes.
Till the bitter end.
Yes.
That's
why we have hospice.
As long as they're not on an NG tube or an IV.
Right. Or any other restricted thing that might come up.
Right. And the highest level is level 4. They take care of all of your needs for $4,500 a month. And we do have a call. And $4,500 seems reasonable compared to some of the nursing facilities, which are $8,000 and $10,000 a month.
Right. Even a home health, if you live in your home and you have to have care, it's $10,000 a month. And some of the other assisted some of the other assisted livings are more into the $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 realm.
Okay. And I'll talk to you about that after this call here. Go ahead. You're on the air, caller.
Yes. Do you take private pay, or do you take insurance?
No, unfortunately, we do take long-term care insurance, and we're glad to help you bill for that. But it's a private pay community, and that's simply
So you don't take Medicare or anything, any of that?
the government will not pay for assisted living. It's one of the soapboxes that we're kind of on. Some of the other states do pay, but California does not pay at this time for assisted living.
Does Nevada pay?
I think so.
They do.
Yeah.
That's why people are leaving California.
One of the and one of the things that other states do that's great is they take that $120 or whatever it may be for skilled nursing for people that don't really belong in skilled nursing, and give that $120 to assisted living so they can have a quality of life. But California is not there yet.
All right. Well, we're behind the times. All right. 436 MeTV option 11. We're going to take you back inside the paintbrush facility. It's called Paintbrush Assisted Living and Memory Care. The question is, when do you move in? Do you let your kids decide, your nephews, your nieces, or do you want to make the call? 436 MeTV option 11. Hey, my friends, if it were me, I'd rather make the call, not anyone else. Back in just a moment.
Take a look at this. Let's play.
This is too hip for you. I'll slow down.
Let's play.
Watch all your favorite classic game shows on Buzzer TV, KVBC Digital Channel 13.7.
Back here on the program today, and you can't blame those seniors that want to stay at home and fend for themselves, right? I mean, my parents did it for the longest period of time until a very bitter, bitter end. And when you get to the bitter end, usually something happens. That's what happened with my father. Some almost near catastrophe happened before he actually made that decision, okay, got to move in, can't stay at home anymore, because it's too dangerous, Linda. Especially if you fall, hit your head in the bathroom.
Right.
There's the sink, there's the bathtub, there's the toilet, there's the window, and even in the kitchen.
We see that all the time, right?
Yeah. So you can't take that chance. I want to take you back inside the facility. Let's go to the fitness area. We can roll that videotape here and show us what you have in this facility that's going to open up. Look, it's like a regular gym, isn't it?
Right, and we have Sit and Fit, which is for people that are not going to be really active. But in case you would fall, break your hip, you can come back to your home a lot sooner because we have physical therapists that will be in here and will help. Home health will come in, yes. So our place is just like being in your own home. You just have assistance there if you need it.
Hey, do you have mental health services too?
We don't have mental health services. We can certainly take you to mental health services. We will have...
Oh, I see. You can transport
We transport that, and our nurses will set up all the care for that, you know. We do have our memory care side, which is wonderful.
Explain what that is.
Memory care is for people that need 24-hour observation. And
for what?
For Alzheimer's or dementia care. And it's a perfect size. It's 25, so it's big enough to have all the activities and to be very social, but it's small enough to get that extra care that you need.
Right. So Paintbrush is going to open up on August the 20th, and Jim was here earlier talking about this. This thing was kind of in the planning the last 4 years. Let's roll another piece of videotape. It's called Salon. And I guess if you go into one of these facilities and visit, say, a friend, and the friend says, well, where's your wife? Well, she's in the salon.
Right.
Having her hair done.
Right.
So you guys actually have a salon.
Right. We have a lot of people, too, that the children will say, well, mom's been at home by herself for quite a while, and she's not very social any longer. But mom will come in about a week, she's a social butterfly, because we just have lots to do and lots of people to meet. And see,
when you get up there in age, too, you know, a lot of, like my mom, she used to color her own hair. And then she got to the point where she couldn't do it, and she went gray. But here you can have your hair colored if you don't like it. You don't want it to be gray. Your nails, you can get a pedicure, you can get all kinds of things, and you can spruce yourself up to make yourself feel better. Is that all important?
Right. We also have a spa with a jacuzzi tub.
Really?
So you can have a spa day if you'd like to. And yes, looking good makes everyone feel better.
Right, right. Hey, and if you're a gambler, Let's go into the card room here. You know, if you want to play high-stakes poker, you can, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Put as much money as you want on the table, right?
Yes, and we have lots of people that love to play cards.
Yeah, 10 grand a hand, right?
Whatever they want to bet, no limit.
There's no limit?
No limit.
Oh, you got to know when to hold them, though.
And fold them.
And fold them. So why a card room?
Because it's just another activity that the residents enjoy.
Yeah.
We have a full-time activities director that has 18 years of experience. So we'll be having Mardi Gras and classic car shows and whatever anyone likes to do.
Are the residents there going to be able to leave the premises and go visit family members if they want?
Absolutely. And if they take certain medications, we get those all put up for them and make sure that they know how to take them or their family knows how. It's not a prison. We don't tell you what to do, when you can come, when you can go. It's your life. It's your quality of life. Your grandkids can come and spend the night with you. We have the ice cream. Of course.
I don't have grandkids.
We have any children can. We have the ice cream parlor, so you can take them down and have ice cream.
Huh.
We have there'll be a pizza oven on the patio, lots to do.
Oh, you're going to have a pizza oven, too?
Lots to do, yeah.
Let me ask you again about the money situation before you go here. Let's say somebody, senior, and I don't know of any senior that's not really on a fixed budget unless you're a multimillionaire, then you can live anywhere you want. You can probably get home care for that kind of money. Right. But let's say you're on a limited budget. You have, let's say, 100 grand in the bank. Let's say that 100, you're paying $4,500 a month for the highest level. What if you run out of money? Do you kick those people out?
No, we don't kick them out.
What do you do?
We know that in advance, and we find them an appropriate place for them to go that they can afford. We help them and assist with that.
Yeah, I have a full screen graphic that at least I think we do we? Yeah, let's put up the full screen graphic because I looked this up yesterday, and this has to do with the Western Region Chapter Office. This is an organization that helps people decide where to go, when to move in, what your financial status is. These are some of the not local numbers, but numbers that you can call. And, this organization, have you heard of this organization before?
Yes, and we do this also. We're glad to help you whether you can move in with us or not. We're not going to be right for everyone, but we certainly can help you with how long your money might last if you want us to do that.
Just leave that up there for a moment because, this is the organization that helps people. They have social workers, they have financial consultants, they figure all this stuff out. Do you do the same thing that this organization does here?
We actually have some software that does that will help us to see and help you see how long. Most people have a house to sell. Most people have money in the bank, some money in the bank, and we can help you with this software determine how long your money will last at the highest level of care.
But what if they run out of money? What happens then?
Then they go on Medi-Cal. And one of the sad things.
And they can stay in the facility?
No, they have to move on. And one of the sad.
They can't stay in your facility. They have to move
to a Medi-Cal facility or a Social Security facility, which there are very few. So this is how people that actually belong, especially dementia residents that actually belong in assisted living but can't afford it any longer, wind up in skilled nursing because they have to have 24-hour observation, and Medi-Cal only pays for skilled nursing, and so those are why those dementia residents wind up in skilled nursing.
Yes, there are 1.5 million seniors living in institutionalized settings across the country. That's 1.5 million.
Right.
Is that the figure that you're getting?
Yes, and I was the ombudsman for Santa Barbara County for 3 years, so I dealt in elder abuse. I've been doing this for 40 years, and I retired, and then somehow I got talked into doing that, and because I've been with beautiful facilities like Paintbrush, I had no idea what was out there, and it was frightening.
I do want to keep you for one more segment and talk about the elder abuse, because I do want to talk about Mickey Rooney, because that was such a highly publicized case a few years ago before he passed. We're talking with Linda Hardy. She is the executive director of Assisted Living and Memory Care. It's called Paintbrush, not open yet, August the 20th if you're interested. Phone number real quick if they want to call.
275-2000.
275-2000, real easy number to remember. Back in just a moment.
but top secret location. It's the spies who love me, bringing together MeTV's top super spies to fight evil at a memorable moment's notice. They're daring.
That's right.
Brave.
Now what are we gonna do?
The best we can.
Suave.
Does that apply to me, Oscar?
Possibly.
And smart.
Yellow finger in the gun trick.
Maxwell Smart.
MeTV Fresno, channel 43.6 and Xfinity 187.
It's almost time.
Now we'll find out once and for all about Clark Kent and Superman.
Look up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a TV show.
Yes, but who is he? What's his name?
He's Superman.
Golly, Clark, won't that be wonderful seeing Superman?
Fighting a never-ending battle for truth, justice, and television the MeTV way.
No one can do the things that Superman does.
The Adventures of Superman.
Now on MeTV Fresno, Xfinity 187.
I felt trapped, scared, and frustrated.
The 90-year-old veteran of the silver screen told lawmakers he was the victim of elder abuse for years before coming forward last month.
Even when I tried to speak up, I was told to shut up.
We danced the whole night through. Good morning, till you
Rooney's dancing and singing and effervescent characters delighted viewers for decades. He made more than 200 movies. But in February, the frail Californian obtained a temporary restraining order against his 52-year-old stepson, complaining that the son of his 8th and current wife had, quote, taken control of Mickey's personal and financial affairs and was verbally abusive, depriving him of medicine and food, even confiscating his identification to prevent him from traveling.
I was eventually and completely stripped of the ability to make even the most basic decisions.
His stepson denies the allegations, but Rooney's story is far from unique.
I am here today because it's so important that I share my story with others.
It's estimated that between 700,000 and 3.5 million older Americans are abused, neglected, or exploited each year, and that only 1 in 6 cases are reported.
Were you glad that you had a chance to share your story?
Everything you heard me say today was real.
And he hopes other seniors will not wait as long as he did to get help.
Well, that was the story about the famous Mickey Rooney, of course, Hollywood star for decades and decades, and testifying before Congress a few years ago before his passing about the abuse that he suffered at the hands of his stepson. You see this all the time. Let's roll the videotape. And not uncommon, as an ombudsman, you were an ombudsman for how long?
For 2 years.
2 years. You saw elder abuse, much like we're seeing in this video here. And by the way, let me caution the viewers, very difficult to watch this elder abuse take place, but this happens all the time, right?
Common. As the director, we received at least 700 calls a year, and that we investigated.
For what county?
For Santa Barbara County.
700 calls a year?
Those were just the ones turned in, and it's just like any other type of abuse. That's just the tip of the iceberg. Just the tip. So what we did was we were mandated to go into each of these facilities on a weekly or monthly basis and check on people.
Yeah. Have we seen enough of this video here? I think so. It's kind of disturbing, to say the least.
But unfortunately, very common.
Very common. And so what can we do, members of, our own society here, what can we do to try to prevent this from happening?
We can value our elders much higher than we do.
Yeah, but what do we do about those who don't?
We need to prosecute, but it's very difficult to prosecute, and I will tell you one of the reasons why. When a senior passes away, someone that's 80 or 90 years old, the coroner is very rarely involved. And so if in fact this person has been beaten, abused, our law enforcement really is not trained well enough to recognize the signs of abuse. And they need to be trained better for that, and then it needs to be moved on to the coroner. The problem is the cost. It's $2,500 for someone to have an autopsy, and unfortunately seniors are usually left behind on that. And one of the main reasons that we would get for neglect was the responsible party would say, well, my dad didn't want to go to the hospital. I promised him we wouldn't take him to the hospital, so I didn't. So you would have someone's father that died from neglect, and very difficult to prosecute.
I want to show another piece of video before we change guests here, and that is Studio Apartment. I want to show one of the apartments. Studio Apartment, it runs about 1:31 here. We'll play this out until the bitter end. This is one of the units that you would be living in if you so chose to move in. And
fully handicapped accessible.
Yeah, handicapped accessible. But what about those residents that are moving in, they're alone, they have no relatives, or let's say their kids are grown, obviously, but they're living out of state. They have no grandchildren nearby, so to speak, or any other relatives. Maybe they've passed on. How do you make these people in an assisted living facility feel as if they have family, as if they have someone that care about them? Because that's what we all fear, dying alone.
Right.
Is that true?
Yes.
I mean, we're all going to be alone when
true.
we die to a certain extent.
Right.
But
and
you know what I mean.
That's why we strive to have hospice, because what happens, especially one of the benefits of being able to open a new facility, is you can hire the personnel that you want. You have the cream of the crop. And we hire for heart, and we train the rest. So most of the people, all of the people we have hired are all looking at the residents that come in as their family members, because they realize they may not have family members that are involved. We have a wonderful maintenance man that will help you decorate your apartment if you need to, put up your pictures where you want them. You know, you'll have nurses and care attendants that care about you.
What's the square footage here, one of these apartments?
This one is 440.
440. You have 75 of these units.
75 of the assisted living and 25 memory care. So we actually can have around 110 residents when we're full.
Right.
Because we have 1 bedrooms and 2 bedrooms for couples, or if you're sisters, you know, you can certainly have a 2-bedroom. You know, we're very flexible.
Yeah. You're very well versed here, Linda. I appreciate your time. We're going to bring another guest on. Christy Mattis is going to be here, and she is the Vice President of Ponderosa Communications, and she'll tell us why she is here and what role they're going to play.
Right, and anyone can come by for a tour right now. We're open for that.
275
2000.
2000. All right. 275 2000.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Stay right there. We'll be back in just a moment. That was Linda Hardy, Executive Director of Paintbrush. Back with your phone calls, 436-MeTV, option 11, in just a moment.
Frigidaire. It means the first refrigerator. It means a history of innovations that help make your home life better. And now we introduce the new Frigidaire French door refrigerator with over 100 ways to organize for maximum flexibility. Built with adjustable flip-up and slide-under shelving and stackable crisper drawers. It's the refrigerator that flexes to fit it all, no matter what your day will bring. Frigidaire, over 90 years of legendary innovation.
See the full line of Frigidaire appliances at Ventura TV Electronics and Appliances.
Help to find this missing child. Erica Parsons was 13 when she disappeared. She was last seen in Salisbury, North Carolina in November of 2011. This is what we believe she looks like today at age 16. If you have any information, please call the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children at 1-800-THE-LOST. That's 1-800-843-5678.
The Ballad of Andy and Barney. Andy and Barney were lawmen, bravest you ever did see. Warned every crook in the record book to stay out of Mayberry. They were the law.
Yes, they were the law, and they didn't know fear.
The Andy Griffith Show.
I guess to sum it up, you could say there's 3 reasons why there's so little crime in Mayberry. There's Andy, and there's me, and baby makes 3.
Now on MeTV Fresno.
Well, the place opens up on August the 20th, and if you want to call Paintbrush beforehand and get a tour, 275-2000. Let's put up that full-screen graphic one more time, because we talked about this during the course of the program, and that is the Aging Life Care Association. It's a national organization. Those are some regional numbers that you can call that's kind of close proximity to where we live here in Fresno. You can call them, get some advice on when the best time to move into one of these facilities is. You know, they have social workers, they have financial planners, they have a whole staff that can help you decide if you can move in, when you can move in, and if you can afford to move in into an assisted living facility. Or you can call Paintbrush. They can help you as well. 275-2000. They can go over all the financials with you. Right now, live in our studio is Christy Mattis. She is the Vice President of Ponderosa Communications. And I want to ask you, first of all, Christy, what is your role here with Ponderosa / Paintbrush?
Well, Ponderosa is a family-owned business. We started out in the community well before 1908. And we started out as a company transporting goods to the high country by stagecoach. And in 1908, my great-grandmother and her daughter wanted to talk to one another, so they ordered telephones from the Montgomery Ward's catalog and had their husbands string lines between the mile-long distance.
So what's your connection to Paintbrush?
Well, we started looking at developing a community for seniors on one of our ranches. And in research and doing that, we discovered that there was a need for adult living and care.
In the Central Valley?
In the Central Valley.
Why?
Mainly because we're an aging community.
But the facilities that were already here, were they not adequate enough?
Oh, not that they were not adequate. I think that we need more. And
because there are more people reaching that age?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Me being one of them. We also wanted to create a facility that would be a community atmosphere. I have had relatives that have lived in nursing home facilities, and we wanted to create something that people could go into and be a part of, and their families would feel welcome to come and visit them.
I want to just show a piece of video here. It's called the 2-bedroom floor plan. It runs about 1:36. We'll play this out until the bitter end too. No sound on this, but here is a 2-bedroom floor plan inside the facility that has yet to open up. Paintbrush opens on August the 20th, located at Ashland and 99, right?
Yes.
Okay. And so this has a, looks like a full-size kitchen here, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, what else inside?
2-bedroom facility. Now, mind you, I've looked at this under construction, so I haven't seen any completed facilities at this time.
You're looking at it now.
But I am looking at it now. And so we want to make sure that there's an area where they can bring their furniture, it can be home to them, their families will feel comfortable coming to visit, even spending the night.
Right.
As you've been told before, grandchildren can come to visit, children can come to visit. I think it's important that family members are surrounding their elders, and most times they are put in facilities never to be visited again. And I think it's very important that they have people to visit with, they have people to grow old with, and their family feels very comfortable spending time with them in the facility.
Let me ask you something. Why should somebody move in to an assisted living facility before they really need to? Is it a precautionary measure? Is it because, well, in a couple of years you might reach that point when you need that extra level of care and you're already there before something major happens?
Maybe to establish themselves in a facility before they need care. Some people...
Why is that important?
Well, I think some people need more activity. Many times when they have younger families that have children, they become very caught up in their own family life, don't visit grandma and grandpa as often as they'd like to, or their aunts and their uncles. And so they want to go someplace where they can participate in activities with others their age. I know I have relatives that live out in the country. They don't see their friends and family as much because nobody can drive.
Let's roll a videotape. We can look at the laundry room, and then we'll go to the activity room after that, because we have a lot of video here in this facility. So this is like, you know, any other laundry room, but we're just showing the inside of the facility prior to anyone moving in. So you got washers and dryers there, so you can do your own.
Correct.
If you want.
If you want.
Or you can have somebody do it for you.
That's true.
All right. Some people are spoiled. They don't want to do that. They want some help.
Exactly.
Okay, and they can fold the clothes for you. They can put them away for you.
They can. They can.
While you're out playing golf, right?
Right.
So, you know, it's fully staffed here. Okay, let's roll the next piece of videotape. We'll talk about the activity room and what activities are going on there. This is the activity room. So, quite spacious. I guess you can do anything here. You can socialize, play
and they're
cards.
going to have classes and activities and that are planned that they can sign up for, be a part of, drop into, bring their families to. There's a movie room. They can watch movies. They've talked about the bistro and the ice cream, pizza, everything that would draw your family to want to come visit and spend time with you. And I think many times in senior living facilities, that just doesn't happen.
What if you're a musician and you play the saxophone? Can you do that in there?
Yes.
What if you're an artist and you want to paint? Can you paint in there?
Absolutely, and we feature a lot of art there by local artists, so that is something that we would encourage.
Go to the videotape. We'll show whatever one I want to show here. We got the bedroom and the patio courtyard left here, so let's roll the videotape on that. That obviously is the patio and the courtyard. And do you have a swimming pool, by the way?
No, we do not have a swimming pool at the present time.
I'm disappointed in
I
you.
know.
Is that coming in the future? Maybe.
I don't know.
All right. Well, we're in a drought anyway. So,
That's right. We're conserving.
Right. How about a spa? You have spas?
Not that I know of at the present time. No.
Okay. Well, we're trying to conserve water, so it's California, right?
True.
But this is the courtyard out here. How big an area is this?
I don't know.
It's pretty large.
I don't know the exact measurements, but you're right. It is an extremely large area so that they can have functions out there and entertainment and those kinds of activities for seniors and their families as well.
Yeah, and if you get tired, you can go back to the bedroom. We got the videotape of one of the bedrooms here, and that's the final piece of video that we have here before we've got to wrap this up. That's one of the bedrooms. So you can bring your own furniture in.
Yes.
You don't have to, and these are unfurnished.
They are unfurnished, so that you can decorate them to suit your interests and needs.
Right. So when you move in, the bed isn't already going to be there.
No,
right?
Nothing is going to be there. We have people that will help you come up with things, but I'm sure you have family members that would like to, or you may want to select it for yourself, but we can assist in that.
Right. So anything else we should know before the grand opening here, Christy? And you're going to be doing the communications part for the paintbrush, or?
Yes.
You are. So you're kind of the communications director?
Well, our company does that, yes.
Your company does that.
Yes.
We got about a minute left. Anything else that people should know about paintbrush?
They need to know that we are focused on family. And that's the whole reason behind this. It is formed by several families in the community, as well as the Ponderosa Communications Company.
That's kind of been the theme here. Is that the one issue that it's locally owned? It makes it stand out above all the others?
We hope that is the focus, yes. We hope that that's how we are perceived by others, that we are family, and we're going to make sure that this remains that type of a facility.
Okay.
A family-oriented facility.
Got to go. Don't want to get cut off here. Christy Mattis, I appreciate your time. Good to see you.
Thank
and
you.
Our thanks to also Linda Hardy and Jim Wagner Sr. He is the co-founder and part owner of Paintbrush, which opens up on August the 20th, 275-2000, if you want to call them. Hey, see you back here tomorrow on Connect with me, Steve Frazier. The police chief out of Madera is going to be here talking about gang violence and how to get that thing under control, how to contain it. Back tomorrow. Have a great day.